4 for 5 with the home run. Adam Lynn, nice homestand for him. Finished up with a couple of home runs. He now has 15 home runs on the year. Hopefully he'll keep his hot hitting against his former team, the Blue Jays. And then batting eighth, Mike Zunino has 3 hits since being recalled. All 3 hits home runs. We'll take a look at Marco Estrada. He's a good one. His best pitch is his changeup. You can see opponents hitting just 139, slugging just 263 against him. With 2 strikes, you'll see it about 45% of the time. He's also mixed in his cutter more this year, and you can see why. Opponents hitting just 173. Overall this year, batting average against him is well under 200, so this is going to be one of the better right-handers that the Mariners are going to see this year. A look at the defense for the Blue Jays. Darwin Barney getting his second start ever in left field, a converted second baseman. Kevin Pillar, he has his own highlight reel. You need about a half an hour to see all the catches that he has made. Troy Tulowitzki, 7 errors this year at shortstop. Josh Toll will be doing the catching today. Martin out. And again, for Estrada, he's not overpowering with his fastball. He'll be right around 88 miles an hour. Using his cutter more this year. His best pitch is his changeup. We'll also mix in a curveball from time to time. The great command of his fastball. He'll use both sides of the plate. And again, with 2 strikes, the guys will have to be aware of his changeup. It's one of the best ones in the American League. His last outing against the Indians, 96 pitches. He went just 5 innings in that outing. Coming back from a back issue, so it's been a few weeks since he has had a start. You can see he lost to the Mariners last year in July 24th. Just went 4 innings, 8 hits, 5 earned runs. Hopefully the Mariners can do some damage to him again here this evening.
They beat him twice. The Mariners did last year. 6 foot 200 pounds, 33 years old. He turned 33 on July 5th out of Sonora, Mexico. And you'll notice a new look since we were last here at Rogers Center. They've got a real dirt baseball diamond in front of us and no more cutouts.
Looks a lot better, I think.
See how it plays.
Yeah.
Here we go. Nori Aoki's going to lead things off. His second game back since being recalled. As we begin the final 10 days till the trade deadline, and the first pitch off the plate for ball 1. Mike Everett's got balls and strikes. Jordan Baker at first, Tim Timmons at second, and Stu Sherwater is at third base. Nori with a base hit. Got to get some gap and get to the fence. Nori's got 2. Let's see if he turns into high gear. He will. He'll go for 3. And he's going to make it without a throw. Way to lead it off. Nori Aoki, a triple to start this ball game. It's his 4th of the season.
Exactly what Scott Service wanted to see from Aoki since being recalled. Trying to figure out what they're going to do in the leadoff spot. Aoki getting the leadoff triple here to start this game. Hits it all the way into the gap. See the artificial surface. The ball will get through the gaps here fairly quickly. But Aoki running hard the entire way. Was able to beat it into third without a throw.
Nice to see him turn on the ball. A lot of times you see him going the other way. He does a great job fighting pitches off, but he got a pitch he could handle there.
Well, the other thing that I liked about that is Seth Smith steps in as the pitch was up, and I think against Estrada, if you see something up in the zone, that's where you want to attack him.
That hit Smitty. First 2 men have reached.
It was with a cut fastball at 85 miles an hour.
So Seth hit for the 6th time this season. Painful way to contribute, but he's on base.
It's been almost 3 weeks for Estrada. His last start was on the 2nd of July. Again, had some back issues. Hurt his back playing in the National League game. And swinging the bat is how he hurt himself.
Against the Phillies.
That's right. And he was actually supposed to get another start on the road against Arizona, and they scratched him because they didn't want to take a chance with him swinging the bat again. So he might be a little bit rusty. Try to get to him early.
First batter he's hit. Let's see if Robbie Cano can cash it in. Here, Mike Everett outside. Robbie 1 for 8 against Estrada. Robbie coming off a 4 for 24 homestand with a home run. Good numbers here at Rogers Center.
His second on the club with 60 RBIs. Seager leading the way with 63.
Changeup How'd you hit here?
It's a good one. I like hitting here. I thought that it was a different surface, obviously, when I played here, so it was much faster. But it seemed that there was a lot of base hits. If you hit the ball in the air, especially on an evening like tonight where it's warm, it'll carry.
328 down both lines to the alleys. 375 straight away. 400.
And a pretty good batter's eye, too. So you can pick the ball up.
1-1 to Cano. Another good crowd here at Rogers Center. They average a little more than 39,000 per ball game. Number 1 average per game in the American League.
Toronto has a good ball club, and they are second in ERA. They're also fourth in fielding percentage, so good defensive club. Pilar covers a lot of ground out in center field.
I'm sure you noticed too that offensively these clubs are not that far apart.
Oh, Mariners second home runs. The Blue Jays third in home runs.
Mariners 8th in hits, 9th in hits for Toronto.
Toronto second in runs scored. They will score a bunch of runs.
Oh, yes, they will. 478 on the season. 3-1 to Robbie. Up the middle, here's Tulowitzki. Flips to Travis. And that's all they're going to get. Run scores. Mariners have a 1-0 lead. Aoki scores.
And Cano will pick up an RBI on the fielder's choice. Like it was going to be an easy double play. Right to Tulowitzki. Little underhand flip, but Travis ended up losing the ball on the exchange. It was on the changeup again. You could see Cano hit that right off the end of the bat. That's the reason why it was curving back towards Tulowitzki, the shortstop. Hit it right off the end of the bat.
Brings up Nelson Cruz. A lot of success against Estrada with a home run. And a treat to watch Mr. Cruz unleash here during BP as you look at another slugger, Edwin Encarnacion. I've seen plenty of him over the years.
Too much. Too much of him.
1-0 to Nelly. High pop. Encarnacion taking a look. Has no play. Mariners coming off a 3-3 homestand, 1-2 against Houston, 2-1 against the White Sox. Last time they were on the road, 2-5, 0-3 at Houston, and 2-2 at KC. Look for a big turnaround. 1-1 to Cruz. Smoked to center field. Pilar at a hop. Will get it back in. Base hit, Nelson Cruz. He is 5 for his last 9. Mariners have runners at first and second.
And he is now 5 for 6 against Estrada. This is going to be a cut fastball. He gets it to the outside corner, but again, above the knees. Anything that is elevated in the strike zone, you're going to see the Mariners be more aggressive. And Estrada hits fastball at 88 miles an hour. You can handle that type of fastball up in the zone. What you're trying to stay away from is the changeup down. He will get a lot of hitters chasing that pitch. 99 strikeouts on the year for him.
How about that 173 batting average against? I mean, that is phenomenal. Leads all of baseball.
Well, we've talked enough about his changeup, but his cutter has been a really good pitch for him. Although Cruz just picked up a base hit on the cut fastball.
Here's Kyle Seager. What's the ball one?
For Estrada, if you look at his cut fastball last year, opponents hit 310 against his cutter. This year, 173.
There you go. Estrada has yet to throw a first pitch strike. Good opportunity here for Seager. 2-0. A run in, 2 on. A lot of success here for Kyle Seager at Rogers Center. Estrada from the first base side of the rubber. Pitch popped up. Donaldson has it in his sights. Makes the play. Tough break, pop out and foul out on a 2-0 pitch. 2 outs. We'll bring up Adam Lind.
The hot hitting Adam Lind.
You betcha. Back in familiar territory here in Toronto.
Mariners in their last series against the White Sox. A couple of home runs from Adam, including a 3-run home run, which was the walk-off in Game 1. Then he hit an opposite field home run, a solo home run to tie the game up at 5-5 on the last day of the homestand.
Tell you what, that was really impressive, taking that pitch away at what, 95?
Yeah, it was really impressive, because in that situation you have to realize that they're going to pitch you away because they don't want to give you an opportunity to hit the ball out to right field, which is, for Adam, he has power to all fields, but tremendous power to right. And that last pitch you mentioned at 95 miles an hour, it was right on the outside corner. It was not a bad pitch, maybe elevated a little bit, but he lined it out into the bullpen for his 15th to tie the game up.
9 years here in Toronto, 146 home runs for Adam Lind. And he's got a 2-0 count.
Let's see if my former manager's theory, which was Lou Piniella, he loved to have guys in the lineup against their former team.
You saw it pay off a lot, didn't you?
Sure did.
2-0. He's shown the open, and Adam coming off his most recent walk-off. And as he stopped before seeing everybody, I was giving him grief. He says, yeah, I balanced up a lot better in that jump shot than I did the first time. From Indiana, loves basketball. Decent player in high school. All right, what's he sitting on? He's in good shape here. 3-1, 2 on, 2 out.
Well, 2-0, he threw him a fastball, and he threw it on the inside corner at 89. And then once he was able to get to 2-1, he came back with his best pitch, which is the changeup. I think he might try to get him another fastball here. If he's able to pick up a strike, I think he goes to his changeup, his out pitch. So we'll see what Adam can do with it.
3-1 with 2 on, 2 out. He hit it hard. Center field. Here comes Pilar. He's there to make the catch. Mariners get a run on 2 hits. No errors. Leave 2. Blue Jays coming to bat. Tenth start of the season for Ladner, British Columbia native James Paxton, trying to get his 3rd win of the season. He's got a formidable lineup to face here with the Blue Jays.
As you see, Darwin Barney getting ready to lead things off, and then it gets tough. Josh Donaldson, 24 home runs, 70 RBIs, hitting 2nd in the lineup. Encarnacion, 26 home runs, 86 RBIs, leads the ball club. Michael Saunders hitting 5th in the lineup, an all-star this year for the former Mariner. And James Paxton is going to have a good fastball today. Will throw in the mid to upper 90s, and you can see his fastball this year has been hit around. He's going to try to get to his slider. Opponent's hitting just 167 and slugging just 296 against his slider.
First pitch to Barney. Gets the outside portion of the plate.
For James, he'll also mix in a curveball and a changeup.
Barney, the second baseman by trade. Paxton with a save. throws, got him. That's a huge play right there to get over the hump, to feel the ball coming back to him. We've documented over the last few years his problems on comebackers and throwing to first.
You're right, and maybe this is the best kind because he ends up knocking it down, so he didn't have a lot of time. He knew he had to get to it and throw it to first right away, so I think that helps him a little bit as he throws a strike to Adam Lind. No problem at all.
Good reaction, no panic, good stuff.
He's done a much better job fielding his position. We've talked about him. He's lost some weight. He looks terrific, so he's moving around much better. I think, over the hump with that throwing issue that he was having for a few games, he should be in pretty good shape. But a nice play by James.
He being a Canadian, it was like a scramble in front. He shoots again. Oh, Rita, what a save! Oh! Had to knock it down, self-defense. Dangerous hitter, Josh Donaldson. Here's a guy, you watch this guy batting practice, pole to pole with power.
And I was watching him in early batting practice today. It was about 100 degrees down on the field. Yep, and you're right, he was hitting it out all over the place. Like they had a pitching machine out there and was throwing them curveballs. Haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah. I was talking to a few guys in their clubhouse. Said he is a gamer. He will and has called guys up. You make that kind of money, that's all you're hitting, and you're on the DL, get your butt back in the game. An edited version of some of the things he said to some of his teammates to get him going. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Paxton strikes him out.
99 miles an hour.
It's the MVP from a year ago.
I like that he elevates this fastball. You can see Zunino giving him the high target. He wants to go right to the top of the strike zone. Very difficult to catch up to 99, and especially when it's at the top of the zone.
Pax has 2 wins this year at Tampa Bay, June 16, and against Baltimore. Now here is a Mariner tormentor, Edwin Encarnacion. In 43 games, 142 at bats against the Mariners. He's got 12 ding-dongs. You shudder. I see you shudder every time at the mention of his name.
Wow. And the thing about it, it seems that a lot of those ended up being late in the ball game where it really hurt the Mariners. But he's one of the best power hitters you're going to see in the American League. Typically, he's going to have pull power.
And also restaurant power straight ahead.
Yes.
Straight away center field. Encarnacion, 26 homers, right behind Todd Frazier and Mark Trumbo. How about the show Frazier put on in Seattle? Jeez.
Homered in all 3 games.
Yeah, he did.
Very good pitch from James Paxton again. 99 miles an hour, probably just off the inside corner. It really opens up the plate for his slider if he wants to bury it. Get the hitters going to try to quicken up because of the velocity of his fastball and the location of it. He can get some ugly swings on his slider.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out, and a good start for Paxton on his native soil here in Canada. Mariners have a 1-0 lead heading to the 2nd inning. On Root Sports, being brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com. by your local Ford stores, and by the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting legendary Rockets Leonard Skinner. Legendary Rockers Leonard Skinner, August 24th. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. One of the great songs they did, I Know a Little. Sweet Home Alabama, of course, as we look at the great city of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Here's Martin. Last time we saw him, he took a joyous trip around the bases. The game-winning homer against the White Sox a couple of days ago. Estrada now 1 for 7 first pitch strikes. This is hit hard right to Travis. One away. Well, before we move any further, condolences and a sad day in sports. Dennis Green, great coach, Minnesota Vikings, Arizona Cardinals, Northwestern, Stanford. Great man. Had a chance to work with him several times at national radio broadcasts. He passed away today at the age of 67 in the sports world. That is a big loss. Condolences to his family and friends. Here's Mike Zunino. Well, Mikey Z coming back. This is the second time. He homered the other day. He's got 3 home runs in limited action here. Be his 4th game. Pops this one. Right center field, taking charge is Junior Lake. Quick 2 outs. And the Mariners are going to meet the Red Sox for a 4-game series. That's going to be on Monday, August 1st. You do not want to miss David Ortiz's final trip to Seattle before he retires from baseball. Great seats still available. And get your tickets at mariners.com. And we'd also advise you to get tickets for Ken Griffey Jr. weekend 2 weeks from now. It's at August 5, 6, and 7. Junior going into the Hall of Fame this weekend in Cooperstown. Rick Riz, Kevin Crimmon, and a whole bunch of folks are going to Cooperstown from here in Toronto. We will hold the fort and watch as you do on TV. And what a great moment for Junior, his family, and the organization.
I am so looking forward to it. And knowing Junior, I think that his speech, he'll knock it out of the park like he has in the past. Really looking forward to that. Looking forward to having him at Safeco Field.
Yeah.
You mentioned the 3-day weekend that was going to come up, and all wrapped around Ken Griffey Jr. for good reason.
Absolutely. 0-2 to Sean O'Malley here, batting in the 9-hole. At shortstop, Ketel Marte, mononucleosis. And a swing and a miss. Estrada with the strikeout, his first, and that'll do it for the Mariners here in the second inning. But they've got a 1-0 lead here in Toronto. One nothing. And time now for greater coverage of baseball brought to you by T-Mobile. It is Hall of Fame weekend. Ken Griffey Jr. going into the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, with Mike Piazza. They're going to be numbers 311 and number 312, and more than 50 Hall of Famers. And I have an assignment for Brad Adam, who's with us right now, as Troy Tulowitzki pops up. I need to see if we can get a Sandy Koufax autograph from him. All right?
I will do that. Yes, I hear he's not very, not great in public. Not a guy who gets out and talks a lot. But here,
I aspire to be 80 and look as good as he does.
No doubt. Yeah, that'll be fun to see all the Hall of Famers. Talk to them about Junior. We talked with Junior's dad today. We're going to get a chance to talk to Ken Griffey Jr. tomorrow after the golf tournament. Nice press conference after that tournament. As we know, Junior, that's perfect setting and perfect timing for him.
Well, you're right, Brad, but just tell me that you're really looking forward to this, since I'm going to do all the heavy lifting while you're gone. I have to do your job, everybody's job, because everybody's going to Cooperstown.
Pre-game, post-game, that's right. A group of 5 leaving tomorrow. My first time there. It'll be a lot of fun seeing Junior go in, the first Mariner. We're going to have some coverage for you guys Saturday and Sunday. Jen Mueller is there right now. We've got a crew there. We're going to put together a couple of half-hour shows as well. Nice. So lots of Junior, lots of interviews. It's going to be a lot of fun.
What's the one thing you're most looking forward to going to Cooperstown for the first time?
Boy, I guess seeing the museum for the first time. I saw in pictures the exhibit that they've got for Ken Griffey Jr. Certainly want to go by and see Dave Niehaus as Tulowitzki strikes out there. See his plaque. Just kind of take it all in, Dave, and just see all the Hall of Famers. And Sunday is going to be so nice. See the induction ceremony and listen to Junior's speech. It should be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
If I can give you some advice as far as Cooperstown and going into the museum, give yourself plenty of time. I've been there a couple of times. It will take a while for you to get through it, but it's well worth it.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun. I was there once, and it is something special, no doubt about it. Paxton struck out the last 3 men he's faced. Now a couple of Canadians going head-to-head. There's Michael Saunders, the former Mariner out of Victoria, BC.
Mariners will put the shift on with Saunders hitting.
Sondo, and got a chance to catch up with Saunders. Let's see, Justin Smoke, bunch of other Jay Happ, other ex-Mariners in that clubhouse.
Yeah, and it's nice to see them doing well. Nice to see them in general. And had a nice chat with Saunders about Griffey as well. Played with him a little bit in 09 and 010. Excuse me, 2010. And he had a nice Griffey story. And you can relate to this, Mike. When you talk to major leaguers and fellow teammates of Juniors, the stories that they have are not necessarily on the field. It's all what they do, what Junior did in the clubhouse. And a great story of Saunders. He got Saunders a bat that I'd not heard before. So it's interesting that Felix told a story that I'd never heard before. It's always Griffey quiet, helping teammates, and being a great teammate.
Well, and to your point, Rick Riz was asking about that very thing on the radio side.
And Saunders driving one. Deep left center field. That's all kinds of trouble. Gone. Michael Saunders on a 3-1 pitch. Homers to tie it at 1-1. For the Condors, 17th home run, 44th RBI. Last man added to the American League All-Star team. And talking to John Gibbons, the skipper for these Blue Jays, he said, man, he is a lot better hitter than I expected. He's also benefiting from the fact that it's a great home run ballpark and a great home run division.
And if you get into a 3-1 count, 97 miles an hour elevated right in the middle of the plate, a towering home run out to left field. I thought maybe Martin was going to have a chance, but just too much carry on that fly ball.
First home run, Paxton's given up to a left-hander. Here's the ball hit hard right to Cano. 2 down.
But Ricky asked me, he goes, when with Junior going in and you think of Junior as a former teammate of his, what do you think of? And I told him, I said, the first thing that comes to mind every single time, it's not all the great catches or the home runs or throwing people out or running the bases. It's walking into the clubhouse, because Junior was the first one in there every day. And here's that laughter throughout the clubhouse is what I remember the most. He loved this game and loved being around it.
Brad, we look forward to all the work you're going to be doing, and I hope you get a cap for tomorrow, because it's an open field out there, pal.
Yes.
Don't need you coming back sunburned.
Yes, I hear you. I'll be doing the work there, and Blow will be picking me up here. I appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, have a good time. Enjoy it.
All right, good to see you, Brad. Be good, man.
Guys.
Brad Adam, I have a post-game show for you after this contest as we look at Devin Travis, second base, 277 hitter, limited action. We saw Toronto last year. They were very high on this young man. 1-1 ball game. Michael Saunders, going back to what you were talking about before, playing against your old team.
Yeah, unfortunately.
.98 miles an hour.
Yeah, for James so far, he's topped out at 99 miles an hour.
It's just the 5th home run he's given up. Broken bat ground ball. O'Malley throws him out. Former Mariner Michael Saunders ties this tilt up here in the 2nd inning with home run number 17. Rode it out of here at Rogers Center. What a 1-1 ball game. Here, Mariner baseball. 1-1 ball game. Robbie Cano, a fielder's choice RBI in the first. Michael Saunders just tied it with a home run.
Second time through the lineup for the Mariners. Aoki started things off with a leadoff triple. Ended up scoring the 1 run on the ground out by Cano.
Nori, Seth Smith, and Robinson Cano. Two and 0. Fouled into Josh Tolley's glove. 2-1. Estrada out of Sonora, Mexico. He makes his home in Peoria, Arizona. We're familiar with those environs. Mariners spring training home that will share with the San Diego Padres. 3-1 to Nori. That is a fair ball. Darwin Barney gets it in quickly. Nori's out. Barney didn't even settle his feet. He knew he had to get rid of it quickly. And he threw a strike, a one-hopper to Devin Travis.
We'll take a look at it. This is going to be right down the line. Call it fair right away. And then let's not forget, for Barney, he's a converted second baseman. This is only his second start in left field, and you can see Aoki thought that he was able to beat it. But he played that like a second baseman.
Right? Second base umpire Tim Timmons. We're going to take a look. Well, that was impressive as he came down. You know, didn't set his feet or anything.
No, it was just like a second baseman would do it on a little chopper to him, where they come running in on charge it. He's going to barehand it and just gets rid of it quickly. There's not a lot on the throw. He looked as if he did beat it, though. I like the way that he slid to the back corner of the bag. He's trying to give himself a little bit more time. It takes the infielder. It's a longer tag for him when you do that.
You see Nori getting his bat on the ball. Triple, hopefully a double here. Need a Super Mo look. Where's the foot? Where's the glove? Foot, foot, foot wins. Yes, it does. And again, Estrada behind in the count 3-1. Nori takes advantage of it.
It was on a fastball that was on the outside corner. It was elevated a little bit, so he did a pretty good job of staying on top of it to hit it right down the line. And good hustle trying to get into second base. So a leadoff triple, and now hopefully a leadoff double as we take another look.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't appear that his foot came off the base either. It looks as if he beat it, and I think he was able to keep his foot on the base. And as you know, Dave, in today's game, that's part of the deal.
Yeah, it is. And Nori pretty confident out there. Hey, move. He's not moving. That's a double. I'm halfway to a cycle, pal. Come on. Nice to have Nori back. Leadoff spot for the Mariners that have been a problem. Here we go. The verdict is he is safe. You bet.
So 2 extra base hits. So you're calling for the cycle, huh, Dave?
I'm not calling for it, but I'll gladly take it.
That would require Nori to hit his second home run of the season.
I got in my pocket for a single. I'm not putting it down for a homer. 2 minutes and 4 seconds on that review.
Well, let's see if Seth can either drive him in or at least move him along. Mariners so far in the game 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position.
First pitch Smitty saw first inning, got hit in the back. Mariners 2-1 here last year. And Rogers Center since 2010 they're 9-13.
Another good changeup. Yeah, he's starting to get a feel for the changeup. Mariners were able to take advantage of that in the first inning. Again, it's been about 3 weeks since his last start. A little bit rusty in the first inning when the Mariners scored their first run, but he's starting to get a feel for it.
Nori, good lead at second. 1-1 pitch inside.
Seth has been a hot hitter since the 18th of June, so a little over a month. Hitting .324, has 5 home runs, driven in 16.
Got to get the lead back. 2-1 pitch. 3-1. Solid year for Seth Smith. 11 homers, 41 runs batted in. Month of July. Should play here in the 22nd. Good numbers there. .3-1 pitch. Moves the runner over. Travis stays with it. Throws him out. Nori gets the third. Productive out by Seth Smith.
And another opportunity for Robinson Cano to pick up an RBI. It's driven in the 1-run for the Mariners.
Take a look at our Delta Airlines keep climbing standings. That lead for Texas was double digits not that long ago. Mariners within shouting distance at 6.5. See the Angels later on next month, as well as the Athletics, and still one more visit with Houston. One more time we have to go there.
And the Mariners now have Felix back in the rotation. If you look at the Rangers, at one point they were 11.5 up on the Mariners. Mariners have picked up 5 games, and they now have 2 more players going on the disabled list. The Rangers do. Fielder and Chu both going on the DL.
Today's Friday. I think it was Tuesday they both were injured. They have been snake bitten. Pitchers on the DL. Colby Lewis, Holland, Darvish has been on and off. Probably picked up RBI number 61 first time up.
All that being said, Dave, good time for the Mariners to get hot.
Well, you know it.
The other thing to think about too, when we saw it last year with Houston, a young ball club, they had a good lead. This fastball's going to Jannon.
Donaldson calls off Barney. Maury will hold. That's a tough at bat.
But Houston really stumbled down the stretch, and you don't know how they're going to react this year. So for the Mariners, keep winning ball games.
Absolutely. Felix is back. That's good. It was nice to see the boys take him off the hook the other day. I mean, didn't expect to see him to be, you know, Felix.
I think that Felix threw the ball really well. He used all of his pitches. More importantly, he came off the mound, fielded his position with that calf injury.
Right.
No problem there. But he probably should have been out of the first inning. And he wasn't. And then he gets the home run. You mentioned it. Frazier was hot, the 3-run homer. And that's really what kind of made his numbers look worse than the way that he threw it.
Right.
He actually threw the ball much better than his numbers showed.
And I was happy to see that he composed himself after that brutal call 3-2 by Andy Fletcher on Morneau that went for a walk.
Well,
because Felix was as steamed, I think, as we've ever seen him.
Well, and that's where some of the veteran leadership comes in, because he was, and he had every right to be. But then Robinson Cano came into the middle of the diamond, had a long conversation with Felix at the mound, and then he seemed to settle down after that.
And that was a brilliant move by Cano, because it was really needed. Because you could see him fraying at the edges, and you could understand it. I mean, come on, he's the king. He's supposed to get that call. It was on the corner. Rick Riz and I were livid on the radio side. We were going crazy. This one popped up. You can hear the sigh of relief from the Toronto fans as Travis puts that away. Mariners threaten, don't score. Got a 1-1 ball game here in Toronto. Toronto will see the Blue Jays in Seattle in September. Follow Mariners baseball live with the MLB.com at-bat app. Stay up to the moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com at-bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone or tablet. Dave Sims, Mike Bowers with you here in Toronto. Blue Jays averaging a little over 39,000 fans per ball game. That's top average in the American League. Here's Junior Lake, the right fielder. Little chopper. Another play for Mr. Paxton. Executes it beautifully. Well done.
That's the one that I really wanted to take a look at, Dave, because again, the other one, the one that happened to him in the first inning, he knocked it down, had to hustle, get rid of it quickly, made the play. On this one, he has all kinds of time, which is typically when you're going to think about it. We saw James on the road working on some of this stuff, and that is perfect right there. Get your shoulders squared back up. Take your time. You have plenty of time. Don't overthrow it. Just get it in the area and let your first baseman do his job.
See his body, see his face, calm.
Much better, yes.
Josh Tolley is the catcher. Russell Martin, their everyday catcher, in the sauna for a long time. Got up, twisted his knee, can't go today. John Gibbons, the skipper, in the second tour of duty with the Blue Jays, was telling us that story earlier today. Gibby was so good today, he should have been on Second City Comedy Troupe.
Well, he has a pretty good ball club, and you mentioned the attendance here. Really, right before the game, it reminded me of when I used to come in here and play against the Blue Jays in '93, '94 in that area. It was packed every day. What a ball club they had. John Olerud on that team, Molitor.
Robbie
Alomar, you bet.
Pat Borders catching.
Yep.
Who was the third baseman?
Kelly Gruber.
Yeah, Kelly Gruber, right. Seager vacuums it up, throws over to get Josh Toll. Yeah, when I started doing some baseball, ESPN 93.4 was here a lot, and it was extraordinary how great, like you said, the crowds were just tremendous, and that was a great ball club. Cito Gaston leading the way. CenturyLink bringing you tomorrow's starter. R.A. Dickey, one-time Mariner, goes against Hisashi Iwakuma.
Iwakuma has really been throwing the ball well. ERA continues to go down. Chance to get it under 3 with a good performance tomorrow, and more importantly, win his 11th game.
Team leader with 10 wins. There's R.A. Robert Allen Dickey. Top of the order, Darwin Barney, former Chicago Cub. Long run for Seth Smith, no play. Speaking of the Cubs, that's where we will be next weekend. We'll have Friday and Saturday games for you on Root Sports, and then the Mariners are the Sunday night game.
Been a while.
Yeah, like the first time since we've been working together.
But they're looking forward to that. That'll be a great experience for the guys. Get under the lights, and
that place
supposed to be packed. Yeah, you bet. It'll be a playoff atmosphere for them.
Friday, Saturday day games, Sunday night game. 1-1. Paxton in charge right now.
I think he's done a pretty good job here early in the game of mixing up his pitches. We're so used to him at the start of the game doing nothing but reaching back and throwing his fastball at 98 miles an hour, but he's mixing it up.
Seager's got to make a quick play and let it go foul. Smart move, because he was not getting Barney.
That could be tricky too, because if it bounces and it's going to go foul, you just have to make sure it's not going to go over the corner of the base. And Kyle standing right in front of the base. Smart play. Well done.
You've profited from that play and probably get burned on that play.
Let me just say, I was happy to see him run after it right away and not spectate.
Oh, geez, you didn't do that one time, did you?
No. I've seen it before, though.
Sounds like a two-bagger there. When that guy in his kitchen, that's going to hang up in the air if it's long enough for Smitty to get there. Oh, nice play. Good closing speed that I didn't think he had. Sorry about that, Smitty. Good job. 1, 2, 3 in the third. 1-1 game. Here is Kyle Seager. Fouled out to Donaldson, his first at bat. Seager, Adam Lind, Leonys Martin, 5, 6, and 7. Here in the 4th inning. Robbie Cano, first inning Fielder's Choice RBI. Michael Saunders, yes, that Michael Saunders, homered in the 2nd to tie it. Estrada so far 1 strikeout, no walks. Good rip and came up in.
Yeah, almost ended up throwing the bat. You see his bottom hand slip off the knob of the bat.
Blue Jays tilted slightly to the right in the infield. Kyle Seager, outfield straight away. Here's a 1-2. That's a pretty good pass. Ten days till the trade deadline. Speculation just rampant all over Major League Baseball. One of the headlines. This one served into center field. Going back is too low. Showing some really good range. Nice play.
Nice adjustment.
Big guy can still run. Some bobbleheads are bobbleheads. Others are legendary. Friday, August 5th. First 20,000 fans are going to pick up a Ken Griffey Jr. Hall of Fame bobblehead thanks to Root Sports. So make sure you get over to Mariners.com to pick up tickets today. I've got 2 bobbleheads in my collection. The late great Buck O'Neil. Goes without saying, we got in Kansas City a couple years ago. And the one we picked up, I had to get one this year when we were in Cincy. The double-barreled Junior.
Oh, yeah.
Ready to,
that was
I'm
great.
not into bobbleheads, but I make exceptions. I know many people are, so get your tickets because there's a lot of collectors out there and love that stuff. Get those tickets and get out to the ballpark.
Adam Lind lined out to center field his first time up.
Estrada, when he's looking in for the sign, goes full Andy Pettit, covering that face with the glove. Yeah, that's a full Andy Pettit.
You bet.
Breaking ball crushed down into the corner. Adam Lind digging for 2, and he's going to get there standing up with 1 out in the 4th. Happy homecoming. That's his 10th double of the season. 9 years here with this Toronto Blue Jays ball club.
And for the Mariners, a little curve ball hits it hard down into the corner. The Mariners now with 4 hits in the game, 3 of them for extra bases. Second double in the game. Aoki with a double and a triple. I want to bring up Martin. He hit the ball hard his first time up. Unfortunately, it was right at the second baseman.
Feel good moment for the ex-Blue Jay. I've always liked Martin when he was with the Texas Rangers coming off an injury-plagued season last year. Gotta love the fact he's got a career best 13 home runs. And when he's been healthy, boy, he has been a big contributor this season.
I think it's been interesting. Scott Servais really trying to figure out where to place him in the lineup, and I think that I like where he's hitting now, 7th in the lineup. Too big a swing, not a high on base percentage guy to be hitting leadoff for you. He's hitting 9th for a while. I like him hitting 7th because of the power he's shown this year.
Boy. Tried to hit it to another province. 1-2. Estrada first pitch strikes 3 for 16. Second pitch strikes 12 out of 15. Ball and 2 strikes. Did he check? And And he did not object from the call by Mike Everett. Said he went too far. Second strikeout for Estrada. 2 down here in the Mariners' fourth with a man at second. So 2 outs. 1-1 ball game. Ride to the game stress-free from Sound Transit's new Link Late rail stations. Capitol Hill and the UW are now open, so plan your trip. SoundTransit.org. There's Mike Zunino.
Mike flew out to right field his first time up.
That will get foul. Mike Z playing in his 4th game.
He has 3 hits, all of them home runs.
I like it. What's the biggest difference you've seen? I mean,
I think he's clearly he's really quieted things down at the plate. He's not as jumpy. I think so far since he's been up, there's been one at bat for me that kind of got away from him when he was chasing some breaking balls, but that was after he had hit a home run. It looked like he was trying to hit another one.
Yeah, right.
But I think these will be the test for him when he's down in the count and him making adjustments. It's difficult for anybody to hit when you're 0-2, 1-2, but for Mike, if he can show them that he'll consistently put the ball in play, we all know that the power is there, and that'll help his average and on-base percentage and all those other things.
He can just spit on that outside, that pitch on the outside corner, a little slider, giving him a lot of trouble. Pops this one up. Pretty good pop-up, driving Pilar back. Pretty good exhibition of his strength there. Runner stranded at second in this 1-1 game. Cooperstown, what a great weekend this is. Induction ceremonies coming up on Sunday. Ken Griffey Jr. and Mike Piazza going into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Congratulations to both gentlemen. Josh Donaldson, what a year he had last season. First year with the Blue Jays. 308, 41 homers, 123 runs batted in 158 games. The Aaron Award, Player of the Year, and the MVP. Paxton struck him out on 3 pitches first time up. Donaldson second in total bases, leads the league in runs scored with 85. Strike 3 called, got him on 6 pitches. That'll work. 1 down. Second time he's Cade Donaldson as we take a look at the Mariner calendar, brought to you by Sleep Train. Get these days off. They look pretty impressive there, but boy, we're going to pay for it in August. Cubs, and then we come home for the Red Sox and the Angels. 1 day off in the month of August. That is
Heads up.
man.
That's about as far as I've seen anybody throw a
I
bat.
hear that. Jeez.
We saw Kyle Seager almost
about 7.
had his bat come out of his hand, and this right here.
Yowza.
Yeah. People over there paying attention. That's good.
Incoming. About 8 rows back. Paul Guinness. Book of records. Shift on against Encarnacion. Blue Jays will be getting Jose Bautista back on Monday, back from turf toe injury he suffered in Philadelphia. These boys have been playing some good ball. Foul. Right now, Blue Jays at their high water mark this season. 12 games over 500. Paxton with 4 strikeouts. He's 2-2 to Encarnacion. Swing and a miss, struck him out. That's not too shabby. Getting Donaldson and Encarnacion twice apiece.
No, and again, there was the solo home run to Saunders. That was on the 3-1 count. Didn't want to walk him, threw him a fastball. Yeah, but this has been an excellent pitch, and he and Mike Zunino working well together. I like, again, that he's mixing in all of his pitches, and that's why we're seeing some late swings on his fastball. In the past, a lot of fastballs from him, and hitters second, third time through the lineup start to catch up to it. But he's really mixed it up today. He's had a good slider. 83 miles an hour on that last pitch. Well located.
Tulowitzki, big swing and a miss. He struck out on a 1-2 pitch leading off the second. Big Pax has struck out 5. He hasn't walked anybody. Giving up the 1 hit, the Saunders home run. Well, that's some good heat.
And he's using both sides of the plate. If there is just a little bit of doubt in your mind as a hitter, you are not going to catch up to 98 miles an hour.
Tulowitzki in his first full season here with Toronto. Swing and a miss. He struck out the side. 2, 3, and 4. Donaldson, Encarnacion, and Tulowitzki. 6 Ks through 4 for big James Paxton back in his native country of Canada. And the Mariners and the Blue Jays locked up 1-1. Sports being brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com. By Frontier Communications, providers of next generation Fios TV and internet. By the new face of Strong, the 2016 Chevy Silverado. And by BNSF, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. Good look at Canada's biggest metropolis, Toronto. Good to have you with us. Sean O'Malley leads off the 5th, followed by Nori Aoki and Seth Smith. Robbie Cano, first inning fielder's choice RBI for the Mariners, and a home run by Saunders as O'Malley finds some green. The Mariners have the lead off Tanner Boyd.
And a nice adjustment by Sean O'Malley. Ended up striking out his first time up on a changeup. That was another changeup at 75. Was able to stay on it just a little bit longer. Hit the line drive into right field. Now the Mariners have some speed on the bases.
Nori, first 2 at bats. Triple to right center, double down the left field line.
You're going to get the base hit or the home run right here, Dave.
Base hit and a home run away from the cycle from Mr. Aoki.
Good opportunity to hit a ground ball through the infield. Blue Jays have shortened up. Double play depth up the middle. You can see Donaldson playing in on the grass at third. A lot of holes out there.
O'Malley 2 for 2 in base stealing this season. Nori's only home run against the Twins on May 28th back home in Seattle.
Sean having to scramble back. Estrada has some quick feet. Good move to first.
So Estrada, first pitch strikes tonight, just 4 for 19. Looking inside, first strike. Well, they've done a good job filling up. Late arrivals here at this ballpark. They're going to get their 39,000-40,000, no question. 1-1 to Nori. Popped it up and it's playable. One out. And that'll bring up Seth Smith, hit by a pitch and had a productive out, moving Nori from second to third after the leadoff triple in the 3rd inning. One out, one on here in the 5th. Mentioned earlier, we'll see Sashi Iwakuma against R.A. Dickey in tomorrow's game. And before today's ball game, Scott Service announced that Wade Miley will get the start against former Mariner Jay Happ on Sunday. Here's Jay. Having a heck of a year at 12-3 with a 3.43 ERA. Runner goes. Pitch swung on and missed. Holt's throw not in time. Sean O'Malley 3 for 3 in base stealing. Runner in scoring position here for Seth Smith.
And he gets a great jump at first. Timed it perfectly. The Mariners now 4 out of the 5 innings have had a runner in scoring position. They are 0 for 8 in the ballgame, runners in scoring position. The 1 run scored on a ground out by Cano.
Good base stealing numbers you just saw there by O'Malley. See if Smitty can pick him up. Hey, that's going to get it done. O'Malley, late start, but he's got plenty of speed. He's going to score. Smitty digging for second. No throw. Mariners have a 2-1 lead. RBI Seth Smith, number 42 on his 10th double.
So the stolen base pays off by O'Malley, and Seth right inside the bag. Congratulations, 200th career double for Seth Smith. This is on a changeup, well off the plate, away and down. You see Donaldson, the third baseman, wasn't even close to the line, and O'Malley had to wait to see if it was going to get past him. Scores easily.
Nice work by O'Malley. A base hit, stolen base, and scores at a double.
That's the third double for the Mariners. 3 doubles and a triple in the ball game so far.
Smitty 1 for 2. Don't be shy. Add on. Strike 1 to Robbie. RBI fielder's choice in the first, fouled out to Donaldson. And second at bat, that was in the 3rd inning. So 2-1 lead. 0-1 to Cano. High ball left field for Barney. Easy play. 2 outs here in the Mariners top of the 5th. To say thanks to those in the U.S. military for their service, Mariners and EQC are offering a special ticket offer. Whether you're a former or current member of the Armed Forces, you're going to get 10% off select seats and show your military ID at the Safeco Field box office. And again, we thank you for your service. See if Nelly can ride one here. Got a base hit to center in the first, popped out to the second baseman in the third. Something in his eye, gets time from home plate umpire Mike Everett. That's got to be annoying as heck.
It is.
Speck at third, a Nat. And given Nelly's stance, I suspect he's right eye dominant.
Yes.
And that was the eye he was.
That's the reason why his stance is open.
Texas and Kansas City just underway, no score. Angels, Houston, same thing. 0-1 to Cruz. Good block. Heck of a pitching matchup at Yankee Stadium. Bumgarner against Tanaka. Yankees lead the Giants 2-0. Cubs 1-0 at Milwaukee in the first. Washington 2-1 at home against San Diego in the fourth. Mets lead at Miami 2-0. Seth Smith, RBI double. He's at second. Cruz trying to bring him home. Baltimore leads Cleveland 5-0 in Baltimore. It's in the fourth inning. Cincy over Arizona 3-2 in the third. Minnesota and Boston 1-1 in the fourth in Boston. Detroit, Chicago just underway, and a little bit later Atlanta at Colorado. 1-1 in LA. Broke his bat. Tulo's there, takes his time. Throws out Cruz, and that'll do it. But the Mariners take the lead thanks to an RBI double by Seth Smith, scoring Sean O'Malley, who singled and stole a base. 2-1 Seattle. Geico, this date in MLB history. Just 4 years ago, it was Ron Santo and Barry Larkin going into the Baseball Hall of Fame. And Santo, of course, from Franklin High School in Seattle, played for the Chicago Cubs. And Larkin with the Cincinnati Reds. And Larkin, 19 years with the Reds. And that's part of the hotel here at Rogers Center, formerly known as Sky Dome. One of the first times I came here, brought my son with me. He was 10 years old, brought him on a major league trip. Stayed up in those hotel rooms. There's Michael Saunders, homered on a 3-1 pitch with 1 out in the second.
One of the few times that James had fallen behind a hitter, and Saunders took advantage of a fastball in the middle of the plate, and he's ahead in the count again, 2-0.
Saunders hit the home run, deep left center field. Saunders, Pilar, and Travis 5, 6, and 7 here in the 5th inning. Just joined us. Paxton struck out the side in the 4th. He got Donaldson looking, Encarnacion and Tulowitzki swinging. He's got 6 strikeouts, and that aforementioned trio of Donaldson, Encarnacion, and Tulowitzki, all 3 of them have struck out twice.
He has thrown them some really good sliders. His slider has been excellent tonight to go along with his fastball, where he's topped out at 99 miles an hour. A couple of strikes on Saunders. Now Mariners have the shift on with him hitting.
Infield to the right, outfield to the left. Strike 3 called. 4 consecutive strikeouts for James Paxton. He's got 7 on the evening as we play here in the 5th.
And he reaches back, throws 98 right down the middle. And Saunders can't pull the trigger.
Give you an idea how good this Toronto ball club is. Look at these rankings and these numbers. Very impressive.
You see first in walks. He has yet to walk a batter. On base percentage as a team at .334.
There's Kevin Pilar. A regular on nightly highlights and some of the catches he makes out, patrolling gap to gap here center field for these Blue Jays. Something's out of the field. Nori Aoki has it, and that's why time is called. I don't know what he has in his hand.
A water bottle or something like that.
Yep. That's never a good thing.
No.
Still the worst is that guy coming out when Smitty was catching a fly ball at our place about a month ago inside. Pilar.
Pilar hit the ball hard his first time up. Was a line drive right at Robinson Cano for an out.
He is popping Zunino's glove.
And throwing a lot of strikes. It's good to see.
On deck hitter Devin Travis. Ground ball, nice play, Kyle Seager. 2 outs. Real nice. Hey, you can dress like a Hall of Famer on Sunday, August 7th. Mariners wrap up Ken Griffey Jr. weekend. That's because the first 20,000 fans are going to take home a Griffey replica throwback jersey, thanks to Nike. For tickets, visit mariners.com. Junior's always had a good relationship with Uncle Phil down in Oregon. Look out, another bad throw. Devin Travis making a donation to the fans.
Amazing to see 2 in one game.
Got low-grade pine tar working tonight. Come on, pick it up.
Little more rosin on there, guys.
Pick it up, come on. Travis a ground out to O'Malley. First time. Good heater again, 98.
And well located, Dave. You're right. He's had a good fastball, but look at that. Right on the inside corner. When he's able to throw his fastball with that velocity on the inside corner, there aren't many right-handed hitters that can handle it. And then he's been putting him away with a slider down out of the strike zone, getting him to swing over the top of it.
1-2. Bouncing ball. Nice hop for Seager. Do that all day. 1, 2, 3 in the 5th. That's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 in a row retired since the Saunders home run. Big Pax leads 2-1. To survive a crash, please click it or ticket. Let's reach our target zero goal together. Zero traffic deaths in our family, zero traffic deaths in our state. Toronto Harbor, good look. And there we are to bottom left in Rogers Center. CN Tower dominating that shot. Kyle Seager leading off for the Mariners, followed by Adam Lind and Leonis Martin, 5, 6, and 7 here in the 6th inning. Robbie Cano, fielder's choice RBI in the 1st. RBI double in the 5th by Seth Smith. O'Malley started it, a leadoff single and a stolen base. Tonight, Kyle is 0 for 2. Fouled out to Donaldson at 3rd and popped up to short.
Well, the Mariners have put pressure on Estrada the entire game. He's only had the 1 inning, the 2nd inning that's been a clean inning for him. Outside of that, the Mariners have had runners in scoring position. Unfortunately, they're just 1 for 11.
Hanging up and will get down. Base hit. Kyle Seager to start the Mariners 6th.
Another leadoff base hit.
Let's check it with Angie Mentink at the Ford Sports Desk. Well, the opportunity certainly there, Angie. Thank you very much. Here's Adam Lind.
Adam had a double his last time up, 1 for 2 on the evening. Double back in the 4th inning.
9 years and some good ones here in Toronto for Adam. Taking some good healthy hacks.
First 2 pitches, fastball. Estrada throwing him right at the top of the strike zone on the inside corner.
Jarrett's and Adam Lind has had success with that high pitch. This one is out of play. Josh Toll didn't pick that up immediately. Encarnacion was coming down the line just in case. Marco Estrada 5-3 at 2.93 ERA coming in. Major League best 173 batting average against. He's got Lindo and 2. Ball 1.
And right there on the tracer, you can see all those pitches right towards the top of the strike zone.
We've seen Adam Lind reach out, poke an off-speed pitch, tomahawk a pitch up in his eyes. This one, Donaldson or Toll might have a play. The catcher is on the scene right there to make the play. Tough one, tough break for Adam Lind. Nice that high pitch. One out, one on. Bring up Martin. Hard ground out to second and a strikeout. He's 0 for 2.
Next pitch will be 80 for Estrada. 79 pitches, 51 strikes.
Angie reporting what Jerry Dipoto had to say about getting Felix back the other day. Marte will eventually be back. Taiwan working his way back. Nick Vincent. It's good pieces coming back to this ball club.
Can't get him back quick enough.
Amen. Add that to the fact that Paxton can stay on a roll he's on. Iwakuma's been pretty solid, and Miley Miley's not been bad his last couple times out. He's been pretty good. Another big swing, that time a foul tip. 1-1.
Yeah, you'd like to see Wade get on a little bit of a run. Just a little inconsistent. He'll have a really good outing and then struggle, and a good outing. So he can put a couple together in a row. And typically he pitches well in the second half. That would be a huge lift for the team.
Yeah, veteran guy. He won't be afraid of the challenge. Under his hands for ball 2-1. There's Wade.
Good haircut.
On the other day on radio, I was telling Rick Rizzes walking through the clubhouse, and I said to Wilhelmsen, "Who's that new guy over there?" He said, "It's Miley." He trimmed his beard and cut his hair. Oh yeah, that's right. It's in his locker. Mike Zunino on deck.
Looks like Bo Schultz starting to get loose in the pen for the Jays.
3-1 to Martin. He's aboard. Zunino's got a chance to drive in some runs.
First walk of the ball game.
Here's a question for you. Are you the ultimate Northwest fan in the state of Montana? Then Root Sports is looking for you throughout the month of May. Submit a photo and story on our website at rootsports.com/ultimate-fan, and you could win a VIP trip for 2 to Seattle in September, personalized jersey and more. For official rules, go to rootsports.com.
Mike Zunino, a couple of flyouts.
John Gibbons in his second tour of duty with the Toronto Blue Jays. And Mike fouled that one off. Gibby with the Blue Jays from 2004 to 2008. Then he was a coach in Kansas City and then came back here back in 2013. In his day, pretty good catcher in the Met system before injuries got to him. 0-2 to Zunino. Runners at first and second. He gets Seager at second. Martin at first. 1-2. Fly to right, fly to center for Mike tonight. That's the pitch. He's learned to lay off.
No, you're right. And that's not an easy one. You can see well located. That's where Estrada wanted to throw that pitch to try to get him to chase it.
That is a big difference. See if he can cash in. 2-2. And that hit him. Bases are loaded.
And that's one thing, you know, Mike Zunino is not getting out of the way.
How many times have we seen
Especially if
that?
he's down in the count. He's not moving.
We've seen that a bunch over the last 3 years.
That's a fastball. Want to go inside with it. Pete Walker, the pitching coach, making a trip out to the mound. He stay right off the elbow pad. So an opportunity for Sean O'Malley to try to drive in a run. Sean is 1 for 2, had a base hit in the 5th inning, stole second, and then scored on the double by Smith.
Who'd you play with that was always volunteering? Yeah, I'll take one.
Oh, a lot of guys. I think the best, though, and I didn't play with him, but Don Baylor has to be the best.
Yeah. I love that guy.
He was not going to move.
Yeah. He and Frank Robinson, I'm taking the inside part of the plate, pal.
Yeah.
Real simple.
Yeah.
Here's O'Malley.
And it was, yes, sir, Mr. Baylor.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Sean had a changeup and lined it into right field for his base hit.
Ball one way upstairs.
Well, for Estrada, again, it's been a few weeks, almost 3 weeks since his last start, and he looks as if he's losing his legs a little bit. We're seeing the ball up in the zone in this inning quite a bit, and he's now at 90 pitches. This will probably be his last hitter.
O'Malley with a chance to do some damage here. 1 out, bases loaded, 2-1 Mariners. Seager occupies third. Martin at second and Zunino at first. Is O'Malley going to be the straw to break the camel's back? Watching Estrada take a lot of time trying to get together with Josh Toll. Breeze is picked up here at Rogers Center. Bunt popped up. Toll can't get to it. It's out of play.
That's a tough one for Sean. He squares around the bunt, and it's a fastball right at his chest. I'm not sure he even knew where the bunt was going. Going to square around, drop the bunt, and that is at his face. Yeah, that's a little bit of self-defense. They're trying to get out of the way. Fortunately, it hit the bat. I mean, look at this. And the worst is if he fouls that off, and he almost did. He almost fouled that off right into his face.
Last time we saw a guy get one down up around his face, Jamie Burke. That's got to be 8-9 years ago. 1-2. That was on a Sunday at home. Put on the suicide, I believe it was.
Yes.
And that pitch was rated. I mean, it was at his grill, and he got it down. That was amazing.
It was amazing. It was a good bunt, too.
It was.
I think it knocked him down, actually. He was able to get the bunt down, but he lost his balance because it was right at his head.
Exactly. The guy scored. That was great. It was a great play.
I'd really like to see Sean put the ball in, play with his speed. It'd be tough to double him up.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out.
Able to get him on the changeup, his best pitch.
2 outs, bases loaded. Third strikeout for Estrada.
Mariners having a tough night hitting with runners in scoring position. They are now 1 for 12.
There's Nori. 2 outs. Bases filled. Strike one. Nori with a triple right center, a double down the left field line, and a pop out to first base.
He didn't like the call on that first pitch, and I think he was right. He thought it was up out of the strike zone, and it appeared to be. See his numbers with the bases loaded. 280 hitter in his career with the bases loaded.
One and one. Mariners trying to get something on the board here. 2-1 lead. Took the lead in the 5th. Seth Smith RBI double. 1-1 to Nori. 2-1. Estrada's worked up a heck of a lather here. Mariners trying to rinse him away here with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Two and two. Six men to the plate here in the 6th inning. Blue Jays 3rd place in American League East, game and a half behind Boston and a game behind Baltimore. Having a good year at 54-42. The Mariners a game over 500. Big pitch here, 2-2. Get down. No, Pilar's got too much speed. Too much speed. Makes the catch, and the Mariners leave them loaded. Good news. They go to the bottom of the 6th, still leading 2-1. Inning. Don't forget to stick around after the game for Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines. Angie Mentek and Bill Kruger. Nori Aoki's had a nice night with a triple and a double. And Seth Smith driven in the Mariners' 2nd run. That was in the 5th inning. And James Paxton, he's been stellar. 7 strikeouts. He's retired the last 11 men that he's faced.
He has been efficient tonight too. Just 63 pitches. As he gets started here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Nathan Karns warming up for the Mariners in their pen. Junior Lake, Josh Toll, and Darwin Barney, 8-9-1 here in the 6th. Blue Jays run coming on a Michael Saunders home run in the 2nd. Paxton, 7 Ks tonight. Donaldson, Encarnacion, and Tulowitzki, the 2-3-4 hitters. Each man has struck out twice. And he's got Saunders, that's totaling 7. 1-2 to Junior Lake, the right fielder. Bounce back to Paxton. Blue Jays, the defending American League East champions. Off-speed pitch, Seager. Wonderful play. 1 out. 12 consecutive hitters retired. Seager does a great job on that slow roller. Make sure you follow the Mariners on all of your favorite social media networks for breaking news, access to behind-the-scenes footage, ticket specials, and more. To find all the ways you can connect with the ball club, visit mariners.com/connect. Josh Toll, he grounded out to Seager. Well, he's got all kinds of zip tonight. James Paxton. One.
I think the other thing, and he's starting to realize it, is even when he misses with his slider, it has an effect. You put it in the back of the mind of the hitter, and that is going to make his fastball at 97, 98. It's tougher to catch up to.
Giving up 1 hit, the home run to Saunders.
And he's missed with the last couple of sliders off the plate. 70 pitches, 47 strikes. Left-hander Brett Cecil getting loose in the pen for the Jays.
7 strikeouts, no walks thus far. Josh Toll hitting a .160 entering tonight's game. There's Brett. Inside, he walked a 9-hole hitting catcher, hitting a .160.
His first walk, and it was a close pitch. Thought maybe he would get the call. Didn't happen.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Beautiful day to go sailing. Top of the order, Darwin Barney. Seager creeping in at third, pitch into dirt, blocked by Zunino. Mariners have stranded 8 men in 6 innings.
I have a feeling that conversation with Mike Zunino was more of, let's not overthrow, let's think about hitting our spots, stay with our mechanics. He's been so good. It seems it's the last 4 or 5 pitches he's thrown, just overthrowing them a little bit.
Hit a long way foul. Barney 2 nights ago made his debut as a left fielder. He's a second baseman / infielder by trade. Bautista will be back from turf toe injury on Monday. 1-1. Infielded double play depth. He did swing, says Mike Everett. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. Strikeout number 8 for James Paxton. 2 away here in the 6th.
Take a look at the breaking ball. That's his curveball at 83 miles an hour, right on the inside corner. Barney's going to swing over the top of it.
Paxton has 8 strikeouts, well within range of his career best 10, which he's done a couple of times. Here's Donaldson, a tough hombre. Way out front. Donaldson struck out swinging on an 0-2 pitch, struck out looking on an 0-2 pitch. Reigning MVP in the American League. Seager deep at third. Stepping a dive from the line. Nice block by Mike. Boy, what a critical out this is. You don't want this guy starting to fire.
It's so difficult, and you've mentioned it a number of times, Dave, but if you're a starter, you're going to have to work through this group probably 3 times, and this is the 3rd time for Pax.
I like the idea of that pitch.
He's thrown his fastball, and he's tried to keep it in on Donaldson's hand the entire game, just missing the inside corner with 98.
Two-one. Count evens at 2-2. Not a popular call here in Toronto. They'll agree to disagree. It looked like Donaldson had his piece, and then Everett went after him.
I think, and Donaldson did the right thing. He just turned around and looked at the dugout as Everett was still wearing him out.
They had said his piece, and he took what Mike said, and that was it. And then Mike went after him. Here we go, 2-2 pitch. 2 out, runner first. Drilled, gap, trouble. Josh Toll rumbling to third. He'll hold there. And it gets through Zunino.
Good play by
backing
Paxton.
up Paxton. Oh, my goodness.
Well done. O'Malley just assumed that he was going to try to score. He turned quickly when he was able to get the relay, but his throw was off target. Adam wasn't able to handle it. Just past Zunino, but James Paxton doing his job, backing up. It's an off-speed pitch, 91 miles an hour. That's the slider. Martin looks like he gets the cutoff man. Yep, good shape. And Sean throws it. Unfortunately, it's a wild throw over Lynn's head. Mike trying to keep it in front of him, and he does the right thing, goes to home plate. And there's Paxton backing up. Well done.
The Blue Jays threaten here at home, down 2-1. Runners at second and third with 2 outs, and it brings up Edwin Encarnacion.
And I think in this situation, again, it's difficult because you have Tulowitzki waiting on deck, but Encarnacion, he is the guy that leads their club in RBIs. He's been a hot hitter. You try to make your pitch. If you miss off the plate, and if you walk him, you have first base open, go after the next guy.
Encarnacion leads the league in RBIs with 86, third in home runs with 26. Big spot as Mike Z can't find it. It's right under him. Ball 1. Encarnacion has struck out twice on a 1-2 pitch.
James has had good command today. He's had 1 walk. That was the walk to Toll.
Encarnacion just having a sensational season. He's 6th in slugging at .550 entering tonight's ball game. Oh man, what a rip. 1-1. Seen this show way too many times with this guy. Heck of a power hitter, one of the best in the business. Big Pax 1-1. 2 outs. Man, he could use a strikeout here. 1-1. Inside.
Missed with a curveball.
All the strikeouts for Paxton tonight have been 1 through 5 spots in the order. Tulowitzki's on deck. 2-1 pitch. Back up this way. 2-2. Paxton with 8 strikeouts. He's walked 1. That walk coming here with 1 out in the 6th. Most pitches he's thrown here in this inning. This could be as big a pitch as he's thrown to this point in the season. 2-2 to Encarnacion with 2 on. Pitch fouled off.
That was a better slider. Get it in off the plate. Puts it in play. He's going to hit it off of his hands. But both starters struggling to get through the 6th inning. It was Estrada who was probably done, and now Paxton now at 86 pitches.
Another opportunity to get Encarnacion. The 2-2 pitch popped up out of play.
His best fastball at 100 miles an hour. But he's been in the middle of the plate with his fastball a number of times. You can see the location on that last one. Encarnacion, you see him shaking his head. James was able to get away with it though because it was 100.
Encarnacion really angry with himself. Put that hand on the hip. Let's dance one more time. 2 out, 2 on, 2-2 count. Here we go. The 2-2 pitch to Big Eddie. Struck him out at Big Paxton with a strikeout to turn away the Blue Jays. Man, is that a big one. Number 9 strands 2 and keeps the Mariners in front 2-1. Wow. Sports being brought to you by Money Tree. Proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. By Jack in the Box, it's back. The Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack. Taste it before it's gone at Jack in the Box. And by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. A great metropolis. Toronto, Ontario, Canada, first of 3 with the Blue Jays. Mariners 2-1. They just survived a 2-out, 2-on rally attempt by the Jays. As we look at the numbers for Marco Estrada, his night done.
He was in trouble throughout the ball game, but was able to make some big pitches when he needed to. In fact, the Mariners just 1 for 13 in the game with runners in scoring position, in large part because of his changeup. 7 hits, 2 runs they were earned, just the 1 walk. Brett Cecil is going to take over for the Jays.
Mariners left 8 men on through the first 6 innings. Left the bases loaded in the 5th.
Or Cecil, 24 appearances on the year, high ERA at a 6.75 in 16 innings, 15 strikeouts, 4 walks. Opponents, though, hitting .371. He's given up 3 home runs. Blue Jays have the shift on with Smith hitting.
Smitty, Cano, and Cruz. 2, 3, 4 here in the 7th inning. First time Seth is facing Cecil. Bo Schultz continues to heat up.
Getting ready for Nelson Cruz. You have a couple of left-handers in Smith and Cano go up, and then Cruz after that.
Brett Cecil turned 29 back on the 3rd of July. It's 2-1 here to Seth Smith. Left field backs up Barney. There's one out. Bring up Robbie Cano. Robbie, a fielder's choice RBI in the 1st inning, got the Mariners on the board. Fouled out to 3rd, flied out to left. Cano, a .226 hitter against Brett Cecil with a home run. Chop foul. Brett Cecil out of Annapolis, Maryland, home of the U.S. Naval Academy. Been with the Blue Jay organization dating back to '07. Got to the big club in '09. Was a starter his first 3 years. Encarnacion beats his countrymen to the bag. Both men from the Dominican Republic. 2 outs.
And there will be a pitching change.
Step aside as John Gibbons takes a long, slow walk out. Bring on Bo Schultz. 2-1 Mariners. Nelson Cruz with 2 outs. Going to face a new pitcher for the Jays, Bo Schultz.
Just 6 appearances on the year. ERA right at 2. 9 innings, 6 strikeouts, a couple of walks. Opponents hitting .212. He's given up 1 home run in the 9 innings that he has pitched. Nelson 1 for 3. Had a base hit his first time up back in the 1st inning. Line drive into center field.
Strike 1 to Nelly. 1 for 3 tonight. 5 for his last 11. On 1 to Nelly. Another great year for the big guy, the boomstick. And there for a strike from Bo Schultz. James Paxton, outstanding tonight. Got 9 strikeouts, 1 off his career best. At one point he retired 12 consecutive hitters and got out of a big jam in the 6th. 1-2 to Nelly. Ooh, that hit the umpire. That drilled Jordan Baker, the big 6'6" umpire. Try to shake it off.
Yeah, he's starting to feel it now.
Boy, that tattooed him.
Not going to rub it, is he?
Bless his heart. You have to do a Ken Kaiser and punch him out with his left hand. One and 2 to Cruz. Broken bat. Tulo can't get it. Base hit. The ball beats the bat.
Second base hit for Nelson Cruz. Yeah, 97 in on his hands. That was a brand new bat too, so
Okay.
yeah, that one didn't last long.
He's making a good buck. He can get another one.
He'll be fine. Happy to take the hit too, by the way.
Yeah, he will. I get a chance to at least have a laugh with Jordan Baker. Sorry about that, bub.
Kyle's 1 for 3, had a base hit his last time up.
All 1. Mariners had him loaded in the 6th. Could not score anybody. First inning, Robbie Cano, Fielder's Choice RBI. Seth Smith in the 5th. Doubled in a run. And the Blue Jays have a Michael Saunders home run. That's a scoring for the evening so far. Kansas City has a 2-0 lead on Texas. Bottom 3 in Kansas City. Houston and the Angels in Houston, no score. End of 3. Other action around baseball. Mets 3-2 at Miami in the 7th. Washington had the lead. Now San Diego's on top in our nation's capital, 5-2 in the 7th. Cubs lead at Milwaukee 4-0 in the 3rd. 2-1 to Kyle. Off the end of the bat, Donaldson charges. Backhand throw. Got him. Nice play. Mariners strand another runner. That's 9 for this ball game. 7th inning stretch time. Big Pax and the Mariners lead 2-1. winning numbers are download the Washington's Lottery mobile app and everything will be a click away. Always a pleasure to be in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. First of 3. And James Paxton has been outstanding. He's holding a 2-1 lead. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew with you. And right now, Bill Kruger joins us from our sports desk. Big Bill, what are you seeing so far? What do you like?
Bill, thinking back on his previous starts, one of the things that I noticed right away in the ball game, and he's working with Mike Zunino tonight, is typically he'll come out and it seems that first time through he's just reaching back, throwing fastball, fastball, fastball. Tonight he mixed it up starting in the first inning.
All right, Bill, thanks for your time. Look forward to hearing you on the post-game show presented by Delta Airlines. Leadoff man's aboard. Here is Michael Saunders, homered on a 3-1 pitch. Hit it over the left center field fence in the second inning. Struck out looking at a 3-2 pitch in the 5th. In at third is Seager. Swing and a miss.
And another good breaking ball. And I think right now when you look at this game, Scott Service would love for Paxton to get through this inning, because then you have that man, Edwin Diaz, who's starting to get loose, ready to go in the 8th and turn it over to your closer.
Electric Eddie Diaz. He has been sensational. 0-1 here to Saunders. Zunino smothers that pitch in the dirt. 1-1. Zunino, Iannetta, and Sucre in his limited time have all done a great job pitches in the dirt this season. O'Malley on the right side of the infield. Pitch. Beating with 98.
That's the other thing that we have seen from Paxton. Now at 95 pitches, he could be at 105, and his fastball is still live. He'll still be throwing 98 throughout the game.
2-1 to Saunders. Bouncing ball, Cano. They get the front end. They get the back end. Double play. Bobby Cano, Sean O'Malley, Adam Lind.
Well, this will help. Ground ball right to Cano. O'Malley coming across the back puts a lot on this throw. It barely gets Saunders at first. First double play turn by the Mariners.
2 outs brings up Kevin Pillar. Hard line out to Cano and a ground out to third. And right to Robbie again. Nice friendly hop. Terrific inning. 7 innings in the books for James Paxton. A 2-1 Seattle lead. catch. And as we come down the stretch, these less than 70 games might get big performances like this from James Paxton are just tremendous for the ball game.
Well, when you have a night like James has had, it's good reason to get excited about the young left-hander. Hit 100 miles an hour, had an excellent breaking ball, whether it was his slider or his curveball. Even mixed in a few changeups, but really pitched well. Only gave up a couple of hits. Unfortunately, one of them a solo home run to Saunders. But he will leave the game with the lead. Pitched really well.
That was really good.
And Zunino worked well together.
Yeah, they did. And I like what you said about the first inning. That it wasn't just coming out pounded. You know, mix it up. Get a nice mixture in there.
Yeah, I think when you look at James, and we showed the numbers at the start of the game on what guys were hitting off of his fastball, and it was over 350 average on it. And that's when everything changed. We saw a lot of late swings on his fastball tonight. It was all set up because he was willing to throw his off-speed pitches. An excellent performance.
You can see how elated the boys are down there. Mel Stoudemire Jr. particularly thrilled. Joe Biagini takes over for Toronto. He's got Adam Lind, Anis Martin, and Mike Zunino, 6, 7, and 8. Lind with a hard hit double into the right field corner back in the 4th. Up the middle, but Tulo's waiting for it.
Edwin Diaz continues to throw in the Mariner bullpen, so he will get the 8th inning.
How about his last couple performances at home?
It's been electric.
I
mean, he's pitched 20 innings. He has 42 strikeouts.
Man, that is serious.
He's throwing upper 90s, touching 100 at times, and he's putting everything on the corners, and then he breaks that slider out.
Oh, that slider's been just sick.
Yeah.
Bad enough to have to deal with 100, then he can snap that bad boy off. That's crazy. Martin. Strike one. 0 for 2 with a walk.
For Biagini, 32 appearances, a 2.86 ERA, 32 strikeouts, over 11 walks. Opponents hitting 268. He's yet to give up a home run.
On 1 pitch. Bounce to the second baseman, Devin Travis. 2 away. CenturyLink bringing you tomorrow's starter. Former Mariner R.A. Dickey goes against Hisashi Iwakuma. Kuma looking for win number 11. It has just been great having him be the big horse down in that starting rotation. This will be his 20th start. As you know, he has battled injury problems the last 2 years.
R.A. Dickey, of course, the knuckleballer. I wonder what'll be slower tomorrow, one of his knuckleballs or Iwakuma's curveball. Iwakuma's curveball is right around 69, 71 miles an hour.
He can go some ethos on you now. Biagini out of Redwood City, California. Big kid, 6'5", 238.
And a good count for Mike Zunino. See if he can handle his fastball.
First year in the bigs, the Big Joe. Put the shoes back on, Mike.
Yeah, with 2 outs and a 2-0 count, why not? He has 3 hits, all of them home runs. There you go.
Base hit from Mike Z. 2-out knock here in the 8th.
Mike's been on base a couple of times. He's also hit by a pitch, so he's 1 for 3. Gets a fastball.
Wow, that's a good swing.
It's an inside-out swing. He did not have that last year.
Bingo. Was not in his bag.
Yeah, and you could see even though it's a fastball, his tendency was to try to cheat on it. Now he's actually seeing the ball first, and you're right, put a good swing on it.
That is a confidence builder. Here's O'Malley. 1 for 3, base hit, stolen base, and a run scored. Up the middle, Tulo. Throws him out. 8th inning. Bring on that electric man, Eddie Diaz. Bring it, big fella. Bottom 8 here in Toronto. Take a look at our 76 driving spirit, James Paxton. His peers love what he turned in tonight. 7 brilliant innings.
Very impressive. 3 hits, 1 run, again a solo home run. Had just the 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. He threw 97 pitches. Edwin Diaz, here you go. 20 appearances, a 2.18 ERA, 42 strikeouts, over 6 walks, and 20 2/3. Opponents hitting 244. Wow. Fastball mid to upper 90s at times. He'll touch 100 in a slider.
Encouraging words from Robinson Cano. The electric man's going to plug in right here. He's got the bottom third of the order. Devin Travis, Junior Lake, Josh Toll. Travis 0 for 2. First pitch strike. Man, that pitch disappeared.
His slider, again, when he first came up to the big leagues, yes, he was throwing hard and throwing strikes, but his slider was flat. Now he has that downward tilt to it, and you're right, it just disappears out of the strike zone. Overthrowing that one a little bit.
Ezekiel Carrera, pinch hit for Junior Lake. One-two pitch. Have a seat. 1 out here in the 8th. 97. Hair and everything on it.
There you go. Just challenge him right after a couple of sliders. Just locked him up with 97.
And how tough? I mean, it's tough enough, but you got to get with that easy motion. I mean, it just looks like he's having a catch.
And he's slinging it up there for a right-hander. It's just a brutal at bat. Kyle Seager in on the grass. So is Adam Lind. Both of them guarding the line.
Man, that's no day in the park. 10 punch out by Mariner pitching here tonight. Carrera 274 in 66 games, 4 homers, 14 runs batted in. 1-1. Diaz ready, 2-1 pitch. He threw it right to the glove where Zunino had it.
On the inside corner.
Two. Swing and a miss, overmatch, 2 down.
And another look at the slider, 85 miles an hour right on the outside corner. Just enough drop on it to get him to swing right over the top.
Josh Toll, the catcher. 0 for 1 with a walk.
.99 on the ankle would not feel good.
No.
This young man, he can rush it up there too. Osuna, he is their closer.
Yeah, he's a good one. He's 2-1 with a 2.11 ERA. Bunch of strikeouts. Nice hop for O'Malley. E is for E. E is for Eddie, and E is for electricity. This kid is something. Strikeout, looking, swinging, a 1-2-3 8th 2-1 Mariners. Thank you, Jimmy. Ezekiel Carrera in right field. There's Nori. Hits it right to Devin Travis, who's one away. Thank you, Jimmy Buffett.
Cishek getting loose in the pen. Closer for the Mariners. What an electric inning by Edwin Diaz again. Seth Smith, he has a base hit and an RBI. Like he drove the go-ahead run in. You see it double in the 5th inning. Hit it right down the left field line.
And we salute him too for his 3rd inning productive out after the Nori Aoki triple. 3-1 pitch. He pulled the ball right side, got Nori to 3rd. Fortunately, the Mariners couldn't score him. Nonetheless, great job. Mariners have stranded 10.
And the Jays have the shift on with Seth hitting. Good look at the defensive alignment.
How about a little cushion here? Scores of interest to both of these teams. Yankees lead the Giants 2-1 bottom 7 in New York. Baltimore 5-1 over Cleveland, top 8 in Baltimore. Texas trailing at Kansas City 3-1 end of 4. Angels in Houston no score, top 5. And Boston, I'll get you that Boston score 2-1 Minnesota at Boston, top 8. Swing and a miss. This kid has good numbers. Two, 1-2 to Smitty. Making him dance up there. Toronto number 2 in ERA to Cleveland. The Mariners are 4th, right behind Houston. Smitty goes down on strikes, 2 outs. Ride to the game stress-free from Sound Transit's new Link Light rail stations. Capitol Hill and the UW, they're now open, so plan your trip at soundtransit.org.
That'll be Robinson Cano. Robbie 0 for 4 looking for his first hit. Did pick up an RBI in the 1st inning on a ground out.
Strike 1.
And Robbie thought that pitch was down.
One 1. Two balls, 1 strike. Pretty good range there. Nice play by Travis. Here we go, 9th inning. And Steve Cishek's going to face the top of the order for these Blue Jays. Barney, Donaldson, and Encarnacion up a run. words of the late actor, the great John Houseman, Steve Cishek is going to have to earn this one because he's got Barney, Donaldson, and Encarnacion
right at the top of the order. This will be his 40th appearance on the year. 2-5 record, ERA a 2.93, 22 saves for Steve, 55 strikeouts on the year.
Barney tonight 0 for 3. Donaldson, the reigning MVP, 1 for 3. And Encarnacion 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Strike one. Scott Service always talking about the big confidence he has in Cishek. Said Steve wants the ball every night. The 0-1. Breaking ball and a good one, 0-2.
Well located slider. With the second strike, Kyle Seager will move back at third. He was playing in close to the line.
The 0-2. One-two pitch here to Barney. Didn't bite. 2-2.
Couple of sliders in a row trying to get him to chase it.
Big pitch at 2-2. Full count.
Those sliders just too far off the plate to get him to offer. Donaldson waiting on deck.
Want to get the leading lady. 3-2. Got him looking.
Barney didn't like it, but it's a perfect pitch right on the outside corner at the knees with a fastball.
Big K for Steve Cishek.
Mike Zunino shows the target and holds it right there. Pretty good movement on that fastball. It started off the plate, but came back to catch the outside corner.
Mike Z with a good strong hand. Held it right there. Here's your battle. Donaldson, the MVP. First pitch. Swing and a miss. Double to left center field last time up for Donaldson. One and one. Painted that corner, didn't like it. It just got a piece according to the tracer.
Mike Everett and Donaldson earlier in the game were having a few words.
Not of them pleasant. 1-2. Cishek with 22 saves. 2-2 to Donaldson. Way outside. Full count again. Encarnacion is on deck. Crowd. Volume rising in anticipation. Swing and a miss. He struck out Donaldson. 2 down in the ninth.
Smart pitch, did not want to give in to him. Went with the slider instead of a fastball on a 3-2 count. It is in the middle of the plate. But Donaldson thought he was going to get a fastball. You can see him swing right underneath the slider.
Cishek's going to want to keep this guy in the yard. Talking about the next hitter, Edwin Encarnacion. 1 for 1. Yep, it was a long ball.
Mariners have the shift on for him. Kyle Seager close to the line at third. You see Cano on the left side of the infield. All the outfielders playing in front of the warning track. We've seen Steve do that a few times.
Mariners in 1-run games, 16 and 18. Toronto in 1-run games, 9 and 17. Cishek behind 2-0. Back in the count here, 2 balls, 1 strike.
He is not giving in, and I like that.
Steve 2-1 to Encarnacion. 3-1.
Ball sliders.
3-ball count to each hitter so far.
Tulowitzki waiting on deck. He's 0 for 3 in his career against Cishek.
3-1 pitch. And Encarnacion's aboard. Drama building here in Toronto. 2-1 Mariner lead.
Steve so far 17 pitches, only 7 strikes, but he has a couple of outs.
First pitch to Tulo. In there for a strike. First game of an 8-game road trip for the Mariners. Here's the 0-1. Missed 1-1. Trying to put this one in the win column for the Mariners. 1-1 to Tulowitzki. Fastball for strike. See if he can finish him off. Ball and 2 strikes. A 2-1 Mariner lead. 2 outs. Cishek ready. Pitch to Tulowitzki. Ground ball. Base hit past the diving O'Malley. Encarnacion to second. The tying and winning runs are aboard. And oh brother, here comes Michael Saunders, the former Mariner.
He goes with the slider again, trying to get it to the outside corner. Tulowitzki will go out there and get it, barrels it up, hits it hard. And that will bring up Saunders. Saunders homered earlier in the game and hit a solo home run back in the 2nd inning.
Saunders 0 for 1 career against Cishek. Saw Manny Acton, Scott Service making some defensive moves. They've got Smitty straight away, not too deep in right field. Martin shading a couple steps towards right. First pitch to Saunders. Ball 1. That's what Saunders did. 3-1 pitch back in the 2nd. Drove it out left center field off of James Paxton. Right now, he's 1-0 against Cishek. Breaking ball. 2-0 advantage Saunders. Strikeout of Barney looking. Donaldson swinging. Encarnacion walked. Tulowitzki singled. And now 2-0 to Saunders. Back with a strike.
Back with the slider again. He's been behind in the count consistently, and he's been able to get back into it with the slider.
He needs a huge pitch here. 2-1 the count. In there for strike 2.
Wow. Helping out a little bit. We'll take it.
Absolutely. No redos, no gimmies.
Again, the breaking ball. This one down out of the strike zone, but he gets the call.
Ball game on the line right here. Cishek ready. The 2-2 to Michael Saunders. Swing and a miss. Mariners hold on to win it 2-1 as they beat the defending American League East champion Blue Jays in the first of 3. What a big win.
What an outing by James Paxton against a very good club, a tough place to play. And Paxton ends up going 7 innings, strikes out 9, gives up just 3 hits, and then turns it over to the bullpen. Mariners with just enough offense. Seth Smith with the double to drive in the go-ahead run.
And Cano plated the first run on an RBI fielder's choice. Mariners go to 49-47. Texas is losing 3-1 in the 5th. Houston and LA, the Angels tied in the 5th. For Mike Blowers, I'm Dave Sims. Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines starts right now with Angie and Bill.